So how
Hmm.
did you know about it?
Networking. It kind of went in one ear and out the other because I just thought I wasn't qualified. I felt like it wasn't attainable. How do I get in construction? And one of my friends who I've connected with, she's the one that helped me really understand that this was very attainable, especially after she got her first contract. So I was like, oh my goodness, I could do this. By the end of March, I got the call for my first contract.
But
Uh,
where did you know? Like I had no idea this existed. I didn't even
oh,
like. So how
hmm
did you know about it?
networking. When I would meet other
Uh-huh.
entrepreneurs and they'd say, I have a contract with the state, or I have a contract with Department of Education, I have a
Mm,
contract, one lady I met with, like I sat down and met with her. She was teaching toilet training to children on the spectrum. She was teaching the parents how to potty train their child on the spectrum because my oldest son is on the spectrum.
mm-hmm.
And I sat down and I wanted to know, how did you get that contract? Like, what was that about? Who did you speak to? And then she's the one that told me a lot about government contract, and this is how you get in, and this is, what you do. But it sort of seemed like, how do I put it? It kind of went in one ear and out the other because I just thought I wasn't qualified. I thought that just one of those things where I felt like it wasn't attainable in the
Okay.
area that I was in, with having daycare and all that stuff. I felt like it wasn't attainable
When you
for me.
were about to make that switch from the daycare to knowing that you wanted a new business and you wanted to go into government contracting, did you know, you said you knew that it wasn't attainable in your space. Did you have an idea of what other space you would go into?
I didn't until I started going to these IVMF meetings, and that's the Institute for Veteran Military Families. They help different veterans with their businesses, entrepreneurship, all of that stuff. So they had conferences, and I started meeting a lot of women, a lot of Black women that were in construction. And I was just
Oh,
like
okay.
blown away. Like, how do I get in construction? How do, what is this? And one of my friends who I've connected with, she was the one that really helped me. Her name is Sheena. She's the one that helped me really understand that this was very attainable to be able to get into the construction facility maintenance space. You may not know how to break down a building, but you do know how to clean a building. You know how to obtain, you know how to probably paint. You know how to do flooring. So like little things like that, she's the
Mm-hmm.
one that showed me that it is kind of attainable, especially after she got her first contract. I was like, oh, and she got it for flooring. So I was like, oh my goodness, I could do this, and that's what kind of drew me into it.
Okay, because you saw so many people in construction, so you got geared towards that way. But then she showed
Absolutely.
you that construction is not building a building, is not breaking
Right.
down, is not
It's,
things that we
mm-hmm.
do, like I've done before. Like there's
Yeah,
other aspects of it.
other aspects. And I didn't know that because a lot of the times we're really one track minded, like we're on that, if you say construction, you think one thing. And she's the one that really helped me to understand. And when she got her contract, I asked her, let's just like I sat down with the other lady, and she
Hmm.
was like, you need to watch Eric. So I I started binging on Eric, and this is why it's so full circle. Like I literally watched Eric for like 2 years before I made the jump.
What year was this now?
So we're in 2021. About 2018, I started watching Eric.
Okay.
Yeah, off and on, just binging,
Uh-huh.
going through this stuff. In
When did you take,
2019, I took
okay.
it serious.
Okay. In
Yeah.
2019, when you decided to take it serious, what was the first thing you did?
The same thing I was doing today, which is funny, you'll laugh. But since September's coming around, well, it is here today. It's one of those times where the government agencies need to get rid of contracts, right? So I was redoing my target market list. I was going over how to do the forecast list again.
So
It's one of those things.
you had already taken steps, so it's not like you took it
Yes,
seriously because apparently while you were binging that first year,
right,
you were still
right.
doing little tasks
I was
that he
doing
put.
those little tasks that he put together. My kids, this is how much I watch Eric, because my kids know who he is. I'd wake up. and put on the YouTube on my smart TV and sit down, eat my breakfast, watch it, and take my notes, and then implement. That's what I would.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you already had your all registrations, you had already picked
absolutely.
your business name, you knew
Yeah,
you were going to go this direction and this is what I'm going to do next.
absolutely,
So in
absolutely.
2019 came and
2019 came. By September, I started my cleaning company. That's what it was supposed to be. Started in the cleaning industry. It was not ACJ Luxury Maintenance at the time. It was Short Hills Luxury Cleaning. And I started out with that because that's where I was living at. I was living in that area. So I said, okay, let me start out with that. And I wanted to build up my finances. So we were doing residential. We were also doing rental terms and
so
rental
you
terms.
you took on a team. You said
Yes,
I'm going to have a cleaning company and you brought in people right away and just started
yes, I
working.
did. I sure did. And I was cleaning too. So it was a team of four of us.
You're like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it right. There is no
Absolutely.
hesitation. There is like, okay, maybe I'll start looking, and if I get something, then I'll act. Like you. This was it. You were
No,
gonna get it done, and it was going to work.
yeah, because I had already studied everything. I sat down all summer and I was studying, 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 and it was time for me to start implementing. So that September, I started with the cleaning. By October, we started doing rental terms, and I drafted my husband, and we were like painting, getting these properties ready for their new renters. And I want to say by January, honestly, it died down a little bit,
Okay.
just because I don't know what was going on, maybe the holidays and stuff like that, but it died down. And I started doing conferences February and March. That's like my conference time. And at that time in March, I went to the IVMF conference again, and I connected with the teachers there because, again, like I said, I've been going to those conferences for years. So I understood what was going on in the conference. I understood that if I wanted a government contract, I need to connect with those teachers.